I know that in this room, and among those listening from afar, there are souls exhausted from constantly having to be strong. There are cries that cannot be uttered. There are questions of why for which the answer seems to be the silence of heaven. Perhaps you're feeling overwhelmed by circumstances that seem beyond your control, facing battles that deplete your reserves, or carrying burdens that feel too heavy to bear alone. The clamor of the world, the whispers of doubt, and the echoes of past disappointments can create a cacophony within, leaving your spirit feeling out of tune and your hope fading. It's a profound human experience to feel this vulnerability, this desperate need for help when challenges loom large. You might feel a deep loneliness, a sense that no one truly understands the weight pressing down on you. But I want us to discover a liberating truth together. God doesn't demand a joyful song when our hearts are shattered. He has given us a hymnal, and within its pages are the very notes of lament and fervent prayer. The Psalms are a divine sanctuary, a safe space where we are given the language to express even our darkest emotions, or deepest fears, and our most urgent pleas. They are a testament to a God who listens, who leans in when His children cry out, and who is intimately acquainted with our struggles. We will not shy away from these difficult emotions. Instead, we will learn how to transform our very sighs into a powerful prayer, an authentic melody before God. This journey isn't about finding quick fixes, but about discovering a voice for your soul, a true and honest expression of your heart's condition before the one who truly understands and truly answers. Now that we've found the initial notes to articulate our deepest feelings, let's explore how the Psalms transform those laments into a powerful dialogue with God. Today, we turn our focus to Psalm 20, a profound and timely prayer, often sung as a song of encouragement and intercession in times of trouble or impending battle. This psalm isn't merely a plea for help. It's a declaration of trust in God's power to deliver, even when the odds seem stacked against us. It begins with a collective cry for divine intervention, acknowledging the daunting nature of the challenges ahead, yet immediately pivoting to a confident expectation of God's response. It's a melody that resonates deeply with anyone facing a significant trial, reminding us that we don't have to face our struggles alone. This psalm gives voice to our hopes and fears, channeling them into a prayer that anticipates God's mighty hand at work on our behalf. It sets the stage for a spiritual battle where victory is not found in human strength, but in divine favor, the unchanging promise. Psalm 21-2, NIV, opens with a powerful invocation. May the Lord answer you when you are in distress. May the name of the God of Jacob protect you. May He send you help from His sanctuary and grant you support from Zion. This is not just a wish. It's a confident prayer rooted in the unchanging character of God. It's a promise that in our deepest distress, God hears, He protects, and He provides help from His holy dwelling. A story of overcoming. Consider a single parent overwhelmed by financial strain and health challenges, feeling as though their world is crumbling. Every day is a battle to keep going, and the weight of responsibility feels suffocating. They pray, but their prayers often feel weak and fragmented. One morning, they stumble upon Psalm 20. As they read, the words, "May the Lord answer you when you are in distress," resonate deeply. They begin to pray this psalm over their situation, not just as words, but as a genuine cry from the heart, believing that God's name, His very character, is their protection. They find themselves bolstered by the idea that help comes from his sanctuary. Adivina, unwavering source. This isn't an instant fix, but a gradual shift in perspective. They start to feel a quiet strength, a subtle peace, as they anchor their hope in God's promise to respond to their distress. A step of faith. This week, when you feel distress or overwhelmed, instead of letting anxiety consume you, take a moment to pray Psalm 21:2 over your specific situation. Whisper or speak these verses aloud, allowing the words to become your personal cry for God's answer. Protection and support. As our spiritual symphony progresses, we move from the initial plea to a profound declaration of where our true strength lies. Psalm 20 beautifully contrasts human reliance with divine power, inviting us to shift our focus from earthly might to the unshakable foundation of God's name. It states, "Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. They are brought to their knees and fall, but we rise up and stand firm." Psalm 27:8. In ancient times, chariots and horses represented the pinnacle of military strength and human ingenuity. They were the symbols of worldly power, swiftness, and perceived invincibility. Yet, the psalmist boldly asserts that these are fleeting, prone to collapse. Our true, unwavering strength, our ultimate victory, is found not in what we can muster ourselves, but in the mighty, faithful, and sovereign name of the Lord. This is the core melody of this movement, a defiant declaration that our hope is fixed on something far greater and more enduring than any earthly force. This reliance on God's name is not passive, it's an active, confident trust that empowers us to rise when others fall. The unchanging promise Psalm 27 NIV unequivocally states, "Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God." This is a timeless truth, a foundational principle for navigating life's battles. It promises that our confidence in God's character and power will ultimately lead to triumph and steadfastness. A story of overcoming. Consider a young professional navigating a highly competitive corporate environment. They see colleagues engaging in cutthroat tactics, relying on networking, manipulation, and self-promotion, chariots, and horses to get ahead. They feel immense pressure to conform, to compromise their values, to keep pace. However, they remember the words of Psalm 20. Instead of engaging in the same worldly strategies, they choose to trust in God's name, to work with integrity, to treat colleagues with respect, and to rely on diligence and honest effort. There are moments of doubt where it seems those chariots are indeed faster, but slowly. They witness the instability of those who operate without a moral compass, seeing them brought to their knees. Meanwhile, by consistently placing their trust in God, they find unexpected favor, resilience in setbacks, and a deep, abiding peace that isn't dependent on their external success. They rise up and stand firm, not by their own cunning, but by the power of God. A step of faith. This week, identify one area where you are tempted to rely solely on your own strength, resources, or worldly strategies. Consciously choose to declare, "I will trust in the name of the Lord my God." Surrender that area to Him and actively seek His guidance. believing that His strength is perfected in your weakness. As our symphony builds towards its crescendo, Psalm 20 moves from a confident declaration of trust to a joyful anticipation of deliverance. It culminates in a resounding affirmation of God's unwavering commitment to His anointed and His people. The psalmist confidently proclaims, "Now this I know, the Lord gives victory to His anointed." He answers him from His holy heaven with the saving power of His right hand. Psalm 26. This is the melody of certainty in salvation. A powerful assurance that God not only hears our prayers, but actively intervenes to grant victory. It's a reminder that even when circumstances seem dire, the ultimate outcome is not in doubt for those who place their trust in Him. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a truth rooted in God's character as a deliverer, a rescuer, and a victorious King. The saving power of His right hand evokes an image of irresistible might and divine intervention, turning the tide of battle in our favor. This movement instills a deep sense of hope, transforming fear into confident expectation, knowing that God's deliverance is not just possible, but assured for those who call upon Him. The unchanging promise, Psalm 29, NIV, serves as a powerful concluding plea and statement of faith. Lord, give victory to the King. Answer us when we call. This verse encapsulates the entire psalm, emphasizing God's role as the ultimate source of victory and His responsiveness to the cries of His people. It's a promise that our calling upon Him will not go unanswered. A story of overcoming. Consider a community facing a devastating natural disaster. Homes are destroyed, livelihoods are lost, and despair threatens to consume them. Human efforts seem meager against such immense destruction. Yet, amidst the chaos, a local church, inspired by Psalm 20, organizes prayer gatherings. They don't deny the severity of the situation, but they choose to focus on the saving power of His right hand. They pray for practical help, for comfort for the grieving, and for divine intervention. They pool their resources, trusting that God will multiply their efforts. Slowly, almost miraculously, aid arrives. Volunteer pour in, and the community begins the long, arduous process of rebuilding. While the physical scars remain, their spirit is not broken. They witness God's deliverance not just in grand gestures, but in the resilience of human kindness, the unexpected resources, and the unwavering hope that binds them together. They see that God answered their collective call, not always by removing the storm, but by granting them victory over despair. A step of faith. When faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles, instead of focusing on the size of the problem, intentionally declare, "Now this I know, the Lord gives victory. He answers me." With the saving power of His right hand, spend 5 minutes actively visualizing God's powerful right hand, bringing deliverance to your situation, and thank Him in advance for His certain victory. We have journeyed together through the profound symphony of Psalm 20/19. From harmonizing with our pain to finding the authentic notes of integrity and the strength of enduring faithfulness, we began by acknowledging the raw, unspoken cries of our hearts, then discovered how Psalm 20 provides a divine compass for walking blamelessly in God's presence. We explored the beautiful melody of integrity, speaking truth, honoring others, and keeping our word. And finally, anchored ourselves in the unwavering promise of stability for those who live justly and uprightly. This journey has not been about demanding perfection, but about embracing a heart that sincerely seeks to resonate with the divine. It's about letting God retune our souls, guiding us from discordant laments to a powerful, victorious song of faith. Now, as we stand at the threshold of this victorious coda, let us together make a powerful declaration of trust and hope. This is not a performance, but a heartfelt affirmation of your commitment to the conductor of your life. A declaration of hope. Though the melody of my life may face distress, I still believe you are the conductor. Though I may be surrounded by challenges, I still believe you are my deliverer. Lord, you are my strength and my psalm. I declare today that I will trust in your name, not in chariots or horses. I believe you hear me when I call, and you will answer me with your saving power. My hope is in you, my God, my fortress, my unwavering anchor. I invite you now to come to the Lord, to allow Him to reharmonize your soul, to mend the broken chords, and to fill you with His profound peace. Lay down your burdens, your anxieties, and your fears at His feet. He is waiting to embrace you, to whisper assurances of His unfailing love, and to plant a renewed song of hope deep within your spirit. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May He lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace. May your life be a testament to the enduring power of His truth. And may you forever sing the victorious song of faith, a melody renewed and strengthened by His divine grace. Amen.